McRib. Hello, you delicious sandwich, you. How long's it been?
9 months, 3 days, 5 hours, 21
Honey,
minutes.
please, I'm trying to enjoy my McRib. Wait a minute, how'd you know that?
Because I've been waiting that long, too.
I love you.
Wait, me or the McRib?
The wait is over. The delicious McRib sandwich came back because of you. So come to McDonald's and enjoy its unique flavor that you love so much before it's gone again. Limited time only at participating locations.
We're back. You're looking at the Medical Arts Pharmacy scoreboard, and it's not a mistake. It's 14-0. RS Central as Burns came into this game as the favorite, coming in here at a record of 8-2. And really, the offense has just not clicked tonight. Cameron Barbie on that last drive, missing a couple open receivers. No Aaron Hill tonight either on offense, so a little out of sync. Hopefully, Coach Devine can get him calmed down in the locker room at halftime and get them ready to play. Burns has moved the ball pretty successfully earlier in the game, where they had 7-8 first downs in the first half. But what really hurt him, Matthew? The interception on the fourth drive, the fumble punt, and then twice you drive the ball down on the first drive when we had a couple of the jet sweeps from Epps and move the ball inside the red zone. You're in the red zone twice, you come away with nothing.
Yeah, well, the first drive, like I said, we had those two big plays by Epps, and I thought it was going to be a long game for this Hilltopper defense. But they stood up strong, was able to stop Burns on downs, and then Burns' offense hasn't done hardly anything yet the rest of this half. So good job of RS Central defense of playing well. But like I say, those two turnovers are crucial, and that definitely led to the two touchdowns that RS Central had tonight. So,
the interception killed a Burns drive, and then the fumble punt led to a touchdown, and then RS Central, after a Burns 3-and-out, got the long touchdown. I give you a brief scoring summary here. RS Central's fifth possession, they get a 2-yard touchdown from Waddell. Extra point was good, and that was after a punt was fumbled by B.J. Hopper and scooped up and run inside the 10, so it was an 8-yard drive. And then on their subsequent possession, after a Burns 3-and-out, RS Central, a 47-yard touchdown, Waddell to Tate, extra point good. That's all the scoring we have in that first half, and that's 14-0. And RS Central going to get the football first coming out, so, there's not a lot of good to tell you if you're a Burns fan right now. I mean, the defense has played pretty well. If you look at RS Central's early possession, first possession, second possession, third, fourth possession, all punts, only 2 first downs for RS Central. Then on their fourth and fifth possession, on their fifth and sixth possession, both touchdowns. So definitely momentum on the side of RS Central. It's their senior night. They're playing to get into playoffs. They come in at 5-5. This is a critical win for them if they want to make the playoffs. Burns, you got to think either way they're in. But if you lose tonight, then Crest and Shelby 6-6, 6-6 tie at halftime. So that game a long way from being over. As the Crest Chargers are starting to play a little bit better football here towards the end of the season. There could be a big shakeup in the SMAC, especially if Crest wins that game and wins the conference, and Burns comes up short tonight.
well, like I say, for Burns' standpoint, that's the last thing you need to think about is playoffs because they got to get by this RS Central team. Not looking good so far. Hopefully, we can get away. They can work out some of the jitters. They look a little nervous and a little out of sync, Tom. Some of that may carry over from the Crest defeat, an emotional loss at home, and a game that wasn't too far out of Burns' reach. A caliber team like Crest, and for the most part, Burns played them well to come up short. Had to have been a tough loss for them. So maybe that could be a factor. Who knows? But hopefully they can get it going in the second half and regroup. They have shown where they can make some big plays here. Just hadn't put enough together for a scoring drive.
Well, the big loss on offense is no Aaron Hill, and Miguel Burris with that banged-up elbow. He's not really been able to go at tailback. We've seen him a little bit. They're not wanting to use him much. They're trying to protect his elbow. It'd be interesting to see if Coach Devine decides to feature a little bit more Miguel Burris, as he needs to get something going. in the second half. Defense needs to come out and get a stop quickly. As RS Central has shown, we talked about their passing game. They only came in today with 2 passing touchdowns all season, and they get the 47-yard touchdown in this second quarter. So RS Central, you're feeling pretty good. You definitely want to keep your offense on the field. Shorten the game now. If you're RS Central, shorten the game, run the football, milk that clock, and try to get out of here with a big, big win, which puts you at 6-5. And the playoff selection committee, you look a lot more attractive. Burns would fall behind Kings Mountain with 3 conference losses, and it would be Crest first. If they could hold on, it would be Crest first, Kings Mountain second, and Burns third. So a lot to play for here. Burns needs to really get this thing turned around. Critical conference matchup. So hopefully they can right the ship. Don't have a lot of stats for you. We got our stats people are out today, so gave you a little scoring summary. 14-0 Burns. We'll be right back. You're listening. 14-0 RS Central. Excuse me. Burns down 14-0 on the Medical Arts Pharmacy scoreboard. We'll be right back, and as always, you're listening to Burns High School Football, brought to you by the Ronaldo Auto Mall.
Since the year 2000, Ed Stiebel Imports has been fitting you with a car that fits your budget. Ed Stiebel Imports specializes in Hondas and imports and always has a great selection to choose from. Eduardo Stiebel and Lloyd Yelton are there to help you find your perfect automobile at the right price. And they offer buy here, pay here, and layaways too. Ed Stiebel Imports, 1016 College Avenue, Highway 150 between Shelby and Bowling Springs. Open 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 12:30 on Saturday. Call 704-487-5520 or visit the website at edstiebelimports.com. Ronaldo Auto Mall in Shelby has just a few brand new 2015 models left. They've got to move them out, so prices have been slashed from 15 to 35%. Brand new 2015 models include a GMC Sierra 1500 SL double cab and crew cab truck. Also a Cadillac ATS and a Cadillac CTS. Now is the time to deal. Save from 15 to 35% off brand new 2015 models at Ronaldo Auto Mall. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall. It's back to school time and time to choose that perfect class ring. Wright's Jewelry in Fosston is pleased to offer both Art Carve and Gold Lance class rings for today's discriminating students. Choose from a large selection of affordable styles in a variety of metals with free stone choices and free side panel designs. All class rings feature free lifetime warranties and free sizing. Display your school pride and spirit with your custom designed class ring. From Wright's Jewelry, Highway 18 North, Falston.
We're back from RS Central High School. Scoreboard is correct, 14-0 RS Central. Playing for their playoff lives tonight, and Burns playing for theirs, positioning in the playoffs. And this could be a devastating loss if they can't get things turned around. We're about 2 minutes and 50 seconds away from kickoff. And if you're Coach Devine, Matthew, what do you think you're telling your players in the locker room?
Well, I'm going to tell them to hold on to the ball. And I'm going to tell them to catch the ball when it's thrown to them, too. They have made some good plays, some big plays. I think some of it's just a matter of some good luck. The defense isn't playing terrible. When you have those turnovers, it kind of sets, especially the drop punt that set RS Central up in good field position. You can't blame the defense too much, but I don't know. I tell them just to loosen up. I think they're playing a little tight out there. I think they feel like they got a lot of pressure on that they, coming into the playoffs and to get a good seed for the playoffs. And they might just be a little nervous. I'd tell them just to loosen up and play their style of football that they know how to play.
Well, Cameron Barbee's had a little bit of a rough time there on the last drive. Overshot a couple receivers. But he's also had a few balls dropped, some of that catchable balls. So if I'm talking to my receiver core, I'm telling them the same thing you did. You know, guys, let's hang on to the football. Let's make our plays that we should make. And let's hope our defense can keep RS Central's offense off the field, which they've done a pretty good job. The one big play, the 47-yard touchdown, was really the only play big play. You know, you might say, well, they gave up 2 touchdowns. You know, the first touchdown was an 8-yard drive, which other than that, the Burns defense doing a pretty good job. So hopefully Burns offense can click a little bit, and Burns defense, that was our one bad play, and we're going to get that out of our system, and we'll be ready to go this half. So we'll be right back with the second half. The scoreboard is correct, 14-0 RS Central. You're listening to Burns High School football, brought to you by the Ronaldo Auto Mall.
Tell with the body language.
For over 100 years, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home in Falston has been providing services to families of our community with care and compassion. And now the Stamey Funeral Home has added the Cremation Center along with a new name, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center on Highway 182 in Falston, and the Stamey Funeral Home in Cherryville, located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need.
All right, we're back. You see the zeros on the board, which means it's time to play football. Burns definitely needs some momentum. Need a big defensive stop as RS Central set to get the ball first. Other scores from around the area at 6-6, Shelby and Crest. And a big SMAC conference matchup really for the league title between Shelby and Crest. And then here it's 14-0 over at Lincoln County. It's East Lincoln 14, West Lincoln 9. So East Lincoln a heavy favorite there, and West Lincoln giving them a good game in that rivalry match there. See if we can get you a Kings Mountain score. I haven't had anybody text me or give me a Kings Mountain score, so if anybody has that, if they could get that in, I'd like to thank my friend John in Lincoln County for bringing me that East Lincoln score. Kings Mountain playing East Burke tonight. Should be an easy one for the Mountaineers, but you just never know. As many people might be thinking that this would be an easy one for Burns, and Burns going to get a delay of game penalty. He's going to march it back 15 yards.
Never seen that call. Wonder what that was. They were just late getting onto the field.
And they were a little late getting onto the field for the opening kickoff. So, you know, if you're wanting to get something going here in this second half, it's already gotten off to a shaky start as Burns is going to take a penalty there. And Zachary Benfield is backed up to the 25-yard line, so not what I wanted to see coming out of the locker room. Not sure what took Burns so long to come out there, but the referee's saying, come on, boys, let's go. So this game kicked off at 7:30. It's only 8:45, so pretty rapidly moving first half. And now Benfield's set to kick it. And he's going to get his foot into it. It's a pretty good kick. It's going to spin down at about the 25. RS's return man out to the 40. He makes a move. He's to midfield. He's still on his feet. Titus Toms can't get him down. And he's all the way to the 37-yard line. So Burns gets the penalty and then gives up the big return. And looks like RS Central's just going to keep the momentum here, Matthew.
Well, that's RS Central's go-to guy, Tyrese Tate, as he brought that return down to around the 30-some yard line. Made a nifty move on Titus Toms. Looks like Toms had him squared up for the tackle around the 45, but was able to juke him, gain a few extra yards. So excellent start here for RS Central as they got great field position to start the second half.
So Burns looking to stop the bleeding here, putting a lot on their defense. As Waddell's going to pitch it out, it looks like Miguel Burris had a beat on the ground.
We got it
on the ground. And if you're Burns, that's just what the doctor ordered, a fumble recovery. Who got it? T.J. Roberts?
T.J. Roberts on the recovery.
With the fumble recovery. So big break for the Bulldogs and just the medicine they needed. As after that penalty on the kickoff and then the big return, momentum might swing here for Burns.
A huge break for Burns to negate a excellent open second half opening kickoff. So let's see what the Bulldog offense can cook up here.
So Barbie's going to give it. And there's Miguel Burris, who's got a little crease. He's to the 50. He's to the 40, 30, 20, 15 till he runs out of bounds. So a big run by Miguel Burris. So Coach Devine decides to put Burris in the tailback, and it pays off quickly, Matthew.
I'll tell you what, Burris didn't have nobody close to him, was untouched on the play. He found a big hole through the middle and could have broke it for the touchdown, but
he was forced out of bounds at the 15-yard line. And Burris is going to stay in there at tailback, and he's going to get it again, and this time he's not going anywhere. He's going to lose maybe 2. And this has kind of been the problem for Burns. They've moved the ball effectively into the red zone. This is their third trip, and so far they haven't come away with anything.
We said that a lot this year. They'll make several big plays and get down around the 20, kind of near where they're at now, and the drive will just kind of stall. So let's see if Burns can break through that barrier and put it in for the touchdown.
See if they can maintain momentum. And Cameron Barbie is going to give it to Burris again, who's around the left side. He's got a little crease for. He's down. He's got to be protecting that elbow.
He appeared to slip a little bit right there, Tom. I don't think he actually got tackled. Looks like he lost his footing as he was making a cut.
But I'm sure he's trying to protect that arm, and
Absolutely.
that may have why he may have given himself up a little bit. So now it's third down, a critical
Looks
third
like we
down.
got
It's going to be a
offsides.
penalty. And it's offside against RS Central, so that's either going to be a first down or third and very, very short.
It'll be very, very close.
Let's see what they do. And it's going to be a first down, so it's going to be first and goal.
Another lucky break by this Bulldog offense. So we have to capitalize on this.
So definitely need to put it in the end zone here if you're Burns. Cameron Barbie's going to give it to Miguel Burris again, and Burris bowling his way near the goal line, but he's put down maybe a yard short, Matthew.
A big, strong run by Burris. Found him a good hold and broke a tackle or two. Looks like from here he almost made it, but looks like we're about on the 1 foot line.
So now Burns second and goal from about, they're very close. Maybe I'm looking at the yardstick, maybe the 1 yard line. And Barbie once again going to give it to Burris, who's in the end zone for a touchdown. So that's a Falston Pharmacy touchdown. So if you're Burns, that's a 60-yard touchdown drive. Most of the damage or all the damage done by Miguel Burris. So Coach Devine says, let the big senior have it. Despite the elbow injury, very quickly, that drive took less than 2 minutes. And Burns is a Zachary Benfield extra point away from closing at the 7. And the referee taking a timeout. And we've got another equipment timeout for Central. So number 20 for Central limps off. And extra point pending. Urban to put it down for Benfield. Good snap, good hold. Benfield's kick is good. So Medical Arts Pharmacy scoreboard quickly. 10 minutes left to go, give or take. Burns cuts into the RS Central lead. It's now 14-7.
It's time to get your flu shot at the Falston Pharmacy in Falston. Yes, flu shots are now available at the Falston Pharmacy, priced at only $29.99. And the Falston Pharmacy will bill your Medicare and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Be ready for Old Man Winter and get your flu shot today for only $29.99 at the Falston Pharmacy, located on Highway 18 North in Falston. For more information, call the Falston Pharmacy at 704-538-3021. And oh yeah, don't forget, use their convenient drive-through window for your prescription needs.
And let's see if Burns can get the kickoff now without getting the penalty. This is 14-7. RS Central still ahead on the Medical Arts Pharmacy scoreboard, but Burns gets the break, the fumble recovery by T.J. Roberts, and it was Burns turning the ball over in the first half, but very quickly they cash in on the turnover, and it's 7-0 after the Miguel Burris 1 yard touchdown run. And Benfield gets his foot into the ball. It's short. It's fair caught at the 31 yard line.
Kickoff, fair catch.
So RS Central's first possession was one play after the great return. They started out at maybe their best field position besides the 8-yard line where they had it after the B.J. Hopper fumbled punt, and they squandered it quickly. So let's see if this Burns High School defense still fired up after their offense got them a touchdown with the insertion of Miguel Burris.
Well, if you're Burns, you want to keep up the intensity and keep the pressure on RS Central, and hopefully we can, get another big play, another turnover or something. See what happens.
Big 75. Alex Norman's been playing a lot tonight. Probably playing for Hunter Conner a little bit. As T.J. Roberts gets tackled. Hunter was knocked out of the game a little early. Hopefully he's okay. Went off under his own power. Pretty good game by RS Central on first down. They give them about 5, and that's kind of what they want to do. Get positive yards and set up some third and manageables, as they like to run the ball a lot, but they've hurt us with the pass tonight too. So Burns defense looking to toughen up here as they're still going with their bear front. 5 defensive linemen. It's going to be a run, a sweep to the right. Doesn't go anywhere. Jaron Hamrick and Bryson Allen bring the RS Central ball carrier down for a loss, and that's going to make it 3rd and about 7.
Looks like Tate had some room around the right side, but Jaron Hamrick coming there and made a great stop to prevent the big run.
So about 9 minutes left to go on the Medical Arts Pharmacy scoreboard. And RS Central's where they really don't care to be, 3rd and over 5 yards. So, and they draw Burns offside. Looked like Stormy got a little eager, so now this is what RS Central does like to do. Run the ball on 3rd and short. So Stormy a little too eager. And that's going to march it up to about the 40-yard line. So very quickly, a 3rd and 7 goes to a 3rd and a much more manageable 2 yards to go. And Mr. Referee winds the clock, and play clock, still a lot of time for RS Central. Over 15 seconds left to run this play. And if you're Central, you definitely want to get first downs and shorten this game. And it looks like Waddell's going to sneak it and have a first down. So good job by Waddell getting his body low where he couldn't be hit, and they'll move the sticks, and Mostetler's penalty cost the Burns Bulldogs a chance to get off the field.
It looks like Waddell did a good job of the quarterback keeper. I don't think nobody expected that ball to come to him. Nobody expected him to run it, but
1st and 10, RS Central from their own 43. Still in that power formation, and they're going to run the ball, a little sweep to the left side, and a little running room out there for number 10. Before he's brought down by number 3, Bryson Allen. Dorsey on the carry for RS Central.
yeah, good job of Allen getting around there and preventing the big run. Good job, Bryson Allen.
RS Central trying to mix it up a little bit, running right at us some, running that little sweep. They've run it to both sides. Now the left side becomes the short side of the field as the ball's near the left hash. And RS Central again with only one wide receiver, running that wing T again. And they're going to run right at Burns and come close before Nate Black puts it down close to a first down. And that's where RS Central wants to be, 3rd and short. So it's going to be 3rd and 2 again. They were able to convert on a quarterback sneak the last play.
Well, I expect to see more of the same from this Hilltopper offense as they got a short 3rd down conversion.
So Burns looking to get off the field again. They've got a chance. RS Central's been pretty effective in the 3rd and short. Burns crowding the line of scrimmage. They've got 10 guys within about 5 yards of the football. Waddell's going to try that sneak again, and it works. And he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards out to the 40-yard line of Burns. So another first down. RS Central with its 2nd first down of this drive.
Yeah, Waddell was able to get around that left corner and get the first down. It's a good pickup for them as they're putting together a little bit of the drive here early in the second half.
So, not critical, overly critical, but the clock's moving rapidly here as both teams staying on the ground. 6 minutes, 56 seconds left to go. Stops there momentarily with the ball going out of bounds. But if you're Burns, you're looking for that negative play here on first down. And they get a little penetration there, but RS Central before Bryson Allen wrestles him out of bounds. But they've been able to do that on the last 3 first down plays, get about 4 or 5 yards, and that's exactly what they want to do.
Right.
You know, if Burns can't stop that, RS Central's going to stay in that running situation where, you know, they don't have to do what they really don't want to do, which is throw the football.
Yeah, anyway, you can chip 4 yards away at a time. That's, you know, do that 3 times, you got a first down, you know.
2nd and 6, and Central's going to run. Oh, looks like we've got a false start against RS Central, and that could be a big penalty. See, now you got 2nd and 11 instead of 2nd and 6, so that could be the break the Bulldogs need.
Well, RS Central lost a lot of yards last time on penalties, dropped them back to 3rd and 35.
So Burns in a little bit more favorable situation with 2nd and 11 instead of, or 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 5. And they're going to still stay in their little power formation there. Double wing this time. And Waddell's going to send a man in motion, and looks like we got another penalty for a timeout. So RS Central takes a timeout. We'll take it with them. With 6 minutes, 44 seconds left to go on the Medical Arts Pharmacy scoreboard. We're in the 3rd quarter. It's 14-7 RS Central. You're listening to Burns High School football, brought to you by the Bernardo Auto Mall.
Medical Arts Pharmacy is your locally owned independent hometown pharmacy. Unlike the big chain stores, Medical Arts Pharmacy calls you by name and treats you like family and friends, not a number. Medical Arts has more National Board certified technicians and personnel than other pharmacies to keep down your waiting time on prescriptions. Online refills at medicalartsofshelby.com. Medical Arts Pharmacy, 108 Grover Street near the hospital in Shelby. Call 704-487-8068.
Kick off the savings at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. Check out their huge selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and more. Ask about how you can buy here, pay here at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. Visit the website for the complete inventory at srautosales.com. And pick up this week's What's Up Shopper and play the S&R Auto Sales Sports Trivia. You could win a free meal from the new Creekside Clock. That's S&R Auto Sales, 408 South Post Road in Shelby, the home of the satisfied customer.
So Waddell, you missed it while you're away. Waddell improvises and dumps it to Simmons, who gets a first down. This is RS Central's 3rd first down of this drive, Matthew.
Yeah, Waddell did the great little spin move to get away from the Bulldog defender and threw a little shuffle pass to Simmons for the first down for RS.
So RS Central driving, they're at the 25. Burns desperately needing a stop here, and Central's going to run it right at Burns, and he ran right into Nate Black, who pushed him backwards. So good job finally by the Burns defense, holding RS Central to a minimal gain on first down. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 9.
Yeah, Austin Dorsey ran into Nate Black, and Nate Black knocked him back 2 or 3 yards.
So it's going to be 2nd and 9 from the 25. RS Central taking their time, huddling up. Burns rarely huddles. But if you're Central, you definitely want to shorten this game. They got double wide receivers left. And Waddell's going to keep it. We've seen that play work pretty well. And he's going to be stopped after about a 3-yard gain. So 3rd and 6 or 7 for RS Central. And if you're Burns, you got them where you want them, but in 3rd and over 5. But if you're RS Central, I got to think you're taking 2 cracks at this.
I would think at this point, not sure how their kicking game is, but if I were them, and especially as well as they're running the football, you would think they would take 2 more shots at it. You're right. So
they got 4 wide receivers, and Waddell's going to throw a quick pass there and off the hands of the receiver and incomplete. And I'm surprised they did that there. I thought RS Central might run 2 running plays there and try to get it, but instead an incomplete pass and a dangerous one as it went off the wide receiver's hands.
That's why I was thinking he had Tate. Looked like he might have been open. I think he rushed to throw a little bit. T.J. Roberts was coming around the corner for Burns and may have applied a little pressure to him, maybe made him release that ball a little bit sooner.
So the RS Central offense staying on the field, 4 wide receivers again in the pattern, and they another 5-yard penalty against Burns, and this one could really hurt as Burris was a little too eager, and that's going to march it 5 yards, and that's definitely going to